Okay, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, and everybody else, whatever category you think you fit in. It is going on 12 o'clock, 5 minutes before 12. And guess what? Today, being the busiest day of the week and being the most congested day of my week, normally, has ended up being pretty good. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of wired. I should be asleep, but I ain't asleep. Tomorrow is going to be a little bit better. I guess the biggest stress was getting that document done, the micro trust. The mega trust is going to be a little bit easier to do because it's just the concept of the mega trust, what it does and what it's supposed to do. Now, the problem is people, you need to understand, these are not just trust agreements. No. Uh, these are securities. They're also bills of exchange and promissory notes combined. There's another instrument embedded in it as well. Now, they are a disaffirmance contract, declaring oneself to be of the age of majority. See, going into chapter 11, this is the weapon you want to bring in there because it already associates all of your securities by reference. Think about it. You turn 18 years old. Who do you have to go to prove that you're an adult? Now, hold on now. Wait a minute. Let me ask this question better this way. Who does an adult go to prove that they're an adult? Since when do you have to prove who you are? Ah, now there is the question. Therein lies the game. Why do you have to prove anything to anybody? Ah, so you don't have to prove it. But you do have to say something. You have to speak up. You have to shout out. You have to say, hold on. What y'all doing? Oh, no, y'all don't have the right to be touching my stuff. That's mine. No, that certificate of live birth and the birth record and the certificate of birth, hey, all of that is the birth record. That belongs to me. That don't belong to you. No, you were holding on to it until I reached 18. Well, I'm 18. I want my property back. Oh, you ain't going to give it back because you don't have to? We'll see about that. And then you go to chapter 11 and you emancipate yourself. Look, this document, it is important that you look at the case citations throughout the document. It tells you what your rights are. See, that's the thing. Everybody wants to know procedures. Everybody wants to know tricks of the trade. The courts have been telling you. That's what the case citations is for. Okay, there are 3 common laws that you need to pay attention to. You ready to hear them? One of them is the national common law, the one spoken of in the 7th Amendment. That is each individual state. Whatever the people decided in each individual state, that is the common law. Okay, you need to understand that. That's the common law of the 7th Amendment. Your right to a trial by jury is a right to a trial by jury of the civilian population, not the citizen population. Go back and take a look at the first 10 amendments. The word citizen is never mentioned. It's not mentioned until the 11th Amendment, that junk they created. 11th Amendment is not part of the Constitution. I know that I told y'all that all the way up in 26, 27, all of them amendments are amendments to the Constitution. No, they're not. The original 10, those are the ones the people voted on. The other ones, the people ain't had anything to do with that junk. That's just something Congress came up with and put out there and gave people notice. Not part of the Constitution. That's why you don't see nobody hanging on to it. Look, hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Go back and look at the 10th Amendment. Go back and look at the 5th Amendment. With the 10th and the 5th Amendment, why did they need the 14th Amendment, section number 1? These things were already covered in the Bill of Rights. Because they created a person. They created a citizen. Born or naturalized. Any person born in the United States, it's impossible for you to be born in the United States. United States is not a territory. It's not a country. United States is a group of states represented as one. You cannot be born in a group of states. Just understand that your birth certificate does not say that you were born in the United States. It says right there the name of the state, the county you were born in, the city you were born in. It don't say nothing about no United States citizen. The birth certificate is not for the United States, it's for a state. You don't have any evidence that you were born in the United States. Pay attention. The only evidence that proves that something was born in the United States is Social Security card, not the birth certificate. Pay attention. Social Security card comes from the government. Birth certificate doesn't come from the federal government. Do you get rid of the Social Security? Please don't get rid of your Social Security card. Don't stop paying taxes, people. That's what the tax credits are for. I just did 2 videos showing you how I just did $20 billion in tax credits. 100% legal. I followed their rules, followed their procedures. That's what you're supposed to do. And I just showed you the approval letter and everything. And I showed you the bill of exchange I'm creating. And I did a video showing you how your bills of exchanges are government obligations. They are legal tender. Shh, don't tell nobody because it's a secret. Congress said that junk is at par. They said we're taking responsibility for it. I'll probably do another video tomorrow, even though I've talked about it over and over again. Some of you guys are just now getting it. I wish you could have gotten it before. Anywho. So, ladies and gentlemen, it boils down to this. Pay your stupid taxes, but you don't have to pay it out of your pocket. Use the credits. Get the credits, document the credits in your tax filings. And then if you're going to do the $400 billion per blah, 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 then definitely gift some to the United States. Give them their piece of the pie. They're the ones who made it possible. And when you gift to the public debt, you have to look it up. Gift to the public debt. Just type that in Google. And go to the site of the, pay attention, Fiscal Services, Bureau of Public Debt, and follow the instructions. Now, I am going to tell you to attach a 1040V because that's what I'm doing. It's a voucher. That voucher is supposed to be attached. Why? Because, well, we got to remember, my bill of exchange, I'm backing it with federal credits. You understand? By backing my bill of exchange, by assigning those credits that I got on my 1099-C to the bill of exchange, it now is collateralized. Do yourselves a favor. Learn what collateralization is. Go to ChatGPT. Ask them, how can I collateralize an instrument? Can you please explain to me the collateralization process? Just that simple. Learn collateralization and then practice collateralization. Practice creating money, but don't create it out of thin air. Create it with credits. Use the credits as your backing. Just like your junk backs Federal Reserve notes, then there has to be something backing your junk. Your junk cannot be backed by the full faith and credit of the government. Technically, it is. Remember, it's an obligation of the government, so it is backed by full faith and credit. But when you're creating, pay attention, when you're creating and you're not depositing with the Federal Reserve Bank, because remember, your junk only is a government obligation when you're depositing it with a banking institution. Go back, read the law. Upon deposit. So you have to deposit it. Now, can you use a bill of exchange to pay a bill? Of course you can. It's a government obligation. You just have to know that you're going to end up going in court. All of you who have mortgages, you're going to end up going in court. And when you go in court, that's going to be how you're going to prove your point. I hope some of you understand, because I can look at all of you right now and I can tell some of y'all just as dense as you were and dense as it is looking through a foggy window. That's how dense you is. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes the days go pretty good. like today. Everything went pretty good. It's better than last Wednesday because last Wednesday was horrible. But today, Ice Cube, where you at? Yeah, he said today was a good day. All right. So my hope is that some of you guys will get that your promissory note's a legal tender. My second hope is that some of you will do your research on collateralization. My third hope is that some of you will understand the depths that are being put together to create this micro mega trust thing. Now, pay attention. What I'm creating, other people may have come close to doing, but they haven't done it. Now, let me tell you the genius, and I'm going to give you the genius on a couple of things so that you guys get it. First, the micro mega trust, it keeps the individual in charge of everything because they have this rule. You cannot be the grantor, you cannot be the beneficiary, and you cannot be the trustee all at the same time. That's prohibited. So somebody figured out a way around the presumption. Even though in three different capacities you remain in control of everything, remember, you're the grantor of the megatrust. The megatrust is the grantor of the microtrust. You're the beneficiary of both trusts, and the trustee of the microtrust and the trustee of the, pay attention, megatrust is the microtrust. Do you follow me? It's a complete circle, and there is no court that can outmaneuver that. That's why it was done that way. Leaves you in complete control. Now, there are going to be people who are going to try to duplicate this, but they're not going to be able to duplicate it because this document does several other things. I can't tell you everything now because it's never been designed that way. You'll just have to know that a lot of work has gone into this. Many of you guys who know me know that a lot of work is going into it. Now, this time, we are going over every line to make sure that there are no mistakes. Unlike our previous documents, we left mistakes in the document because we wanted to make sure you went over it. But we know too many of y'all are lazy. Now, there is one person, and he know who he is. He helped me out a great deal. He will get a mega trust at no charge whatsoever to go with his previous trust that already came with $10 million. Ladies and gentlemen, you must understand that once you send this trust out to all 16 of the different entities, that is $100 million times 16. Then you're sending it out and you're sending two separate trusts to these 16 different blah, blah, blah. So that's 32, $3,200,000,000 in credits. Why? Because you get to do a 1099-C for anyone who owes you a debt, who's indebted to you. So let me tell you the genius of the lawsuit. The lawsuit is genius in one fact and one way altogether. And it is because it allows us to have a documented debt on the public record. Nobody can deny that there is a debt because the allegations pled, according to the courts, in a complaint must be taken as true. So that's why you get the file for the credits, because the allegations must be taken as true. There has been no rebuttal. There won't be a response at least for another month. So y'all just needs to be patient. Now that was one genius part. Let me tell you the other genius part. By having you guys do a single letter assigning yourselves to the court and signing up and telling the court that you're a part of this case, you just made it into a class action. Because I'm the lead plaintiff, I become the leader of the group and I become the official lawyer on record representing the class. That's right, get to do that. These are technicalities that I just shut around, went completely full loop, right behind the sun and shot out on the other end. Why? Because they like to play games. They like to have you going through hoops, petitioning the court, asking for this, asking for that. They can have this on the record. By doing it this way, I don't have to ask for anything. It becomes automatic. They have no choice but to make it into a class action. Now they're going to try to outmaneuver me. I'm okay with that. Like I said, I've been planning this for 14 years. I don't have a problem. See, I've had time to think about this lawsuit. And don't worry about it. Everything the court does, we have enough people who are part of this suit that where we can go to the Supreme Court on appeal. That was the other thing I was working out. See, there's too many people involved. Too many people involved, and it affects everybody in America, all the civilian population. Oh, and we're going after those 470 laws enacted by Congress that affect the lives of American civilians in a host of all-encompassing areas that gave unprecedented powers, I said the word unprecedented on purpose, to the executive branch to rule this country without normal constitutional process, and nobody's ever challenged that. You better believe we are challenging that. So like I said, none of this is simple. Okay, and the fact that so many people are involved and so many people know about it, thank you guys. You are my protection. Oh, and if anything should happen to me, if they should say, oh, he was too depressed, especially when I'm announcing how great this day turned out to be. He was too depressed and he just couldn't take it anymore and he ain't here no more. Then that means the mantle will go on to each and every one of you. Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. Knock him out the box, Rick. Okay? This doesn't stop. There is no cut off the head and the rest of the animal, the rest of the beast, the rest of the whatever will die. Nope. Cut off the head, let it be a lizard. Grow another one. Okay? The idea is to attack, 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 attack. That's exactly what I'm getting ready to do. This was the soft entry point. That's what this was. And so, in a moment, I need you guys to know this. All of these different attorneys from all of these different firms are going to try to overwhelm me. They're going to try to bombard me. I'm prepared for that. That's 150 different people. That means 150 different lawyers at least. And of that 150, we can slice that in half and say that we have 75 at least law firms. Here's the thing. The Attorney General cannot represent the Federal Reserve. They have to hire outside the Attorney General's office. Well, because the Federal Reserve is a private corporation. Each one of these banks are all private corporations, so the Attorney General can't even speak on their behalf. It's one of those oops. And the settlement in a lawsuit, they can't pull the money from any other source other than their assets. They cannot pull it from any fractional reserve banking. It has to be directly from assets. We're going after double the amount of whatever individuals lost. You lost a home, double the amount is the baseline. Not to mention all of the other people who have been trying to get homes. Look, if the government, when that idiot Obama, yeah, I said it, when he came in office, if they had given the people, each one of the people, if they just forgiven their mortgages, they already gave the bank $28 trillion. That was more than the total debt they had claimed on all mortgages. If they had just simply given everybody their home, everybody, and then worked out a program to continue to help people with homes, this would be a much better country. As a matter of fact, it would be probably the best country in the world. You talk about the economy, man, but that's not what they were trying to do. They were purposely trying to damage the economy. And so, here we are. Here we go now. Okay, sorry, that's Tretch and Naughty by Nature. All right, hey, gotta let y'all go. All right, it's time for me. I gotta get up at 7, so that's in 6 hours and 45 minutes, and more than likely I'll be getting up at 6. So I got 5 hours and about 30 minutes of sleep that I gotta get. So, hey, Have a good day, everybody. I do hope some of y'all going to be watching this during the day so that I'm talking about 12 o'clock in the AM. Don't worry about that. Think about it as 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Take care. Arrivederci. Adiosi.